I'm Claye Bowler. I use he, him pronouns. I make lots of different things, probably mainly sculptural thread through all of them, whether that's drawing or film or performance. It always feels very sculptural.
So I reckon you need to start looking, alright? Start doing your due diligence, reading about the surgery itself, etc. Reading about the surgeon.
A lot of the work recently has been about my body transitioning. I'm also interested quite a lot in queer history and trans history in archives and collections and museums. Top surgery is the main reason, but also kind of you're at the top of the waiting list. It's my first solo show, so it's kind of the top the peak of where I have been so far. And then there's also kind of a word that queer people use to describe ways that we have sex and codes that we use to explain to other people. We do that on purpose to hide ourselves. It just says Claye Bowler top on the outside of the building. I quite like that a queer person might see that and be like, haha, top. It looks like a Grindr profile. The show is kind of staged as a store and as an archive, and then think some things are hidden, some things are kind of wrapped in tissue or on mounts and things that you wouldn't necessarily have if they were being presented in a gallery. Things are in crates and that's it's important that to disguise it as a store, as an archive, and it's using lots of different types of materials, but they're all like the legit materials that are used in archives and in stores, so they are the proper things, and that means that these are all ready to go straight into a collection if anyone wants to acquire it. I used to live in Slough and then Marsden, which are two very rural villages outside of Huddersfield. In lockdown I lived on my own, so it was like just me, just my body and nothing to do. Making casts of myself means I was able to look at myself and try and connect with my body, but also to give those casts top surgery and carve them away and sculpt the body in a way that meant that I could look at it and see what I was supposed to look like and have after I've had top surgeries. And kind of through making all of that work, it became apparent that I wasn't able to kind of wait for the NHS, especially with lockdown stopping appointments and stopping surgeries. I need to go privately for this surgery to have that quicker. So it was mainly, I crowdfunded for the surgery. Predominantly it was all just donations, but there was also some artists who sold work and gave me a portion of the profits from that. That's an important part of the show. It does reference that there's some works on paper where it's me working out all of the costs and can I afford it. So I've worked in museum registration for the past couple of years, and registrars are kind of a producer of exhibitions. It's kind of looking after the objects in a logistical way, so it's transporting objects, organising the conservation and the art handling. And what I like is that I am sneaking this into a collection. It's like I've bypassed the gallery and just put it straight into the store. That queer people are not necessarily in collections, but they're also not employed by museums, so that it's hard for them to get into those spaces. That I'm saying we're not in the collections, and that if it's in an archive, it somehow is more precious than if it's on display, even though they are the same objects.